Good evening and welcome to ITV News Meridian.
Tonight's headlines here in the southeast. Overwhelmingly fantastic, just brilliant. The reaction of a widow from Sussex at court who's been told she can have her late husband's child.
Chris, the living proof that organ donation is something we could and should all consider.
An appeal for unity, a vision for the future. Labour's leader spells out how he can win again here in the south.
And a burning question: could the wood in your fire this winter put our forests at risk? Good evening. The widow of a Falklands War veteran has won a High Court declaration that allows her to have her late husband's child.
Samantha Jeffries from Winchester in Sussex had to go to court after she found out that the 10-year period for storing the frozen embryos the couple had created, which had later been amended to just 2 years, had since expired.
Mrs. Jeffries and husband Clive had been undergoing fertility treatment when he died suddenly, aged just 51. Sarah Saunders has the story.
Samantha Jeffries left the High Court today, having won the right to have a child, using the frozen embryos she and her husband created before he died.
Can I just ask what this means to you today?
Well, it means that now I have an opportunity to be a mum. It means that hopefully other women won't have to go through this, and it's just so fantastic that actually, common sense has prevailed.
1 year into the couple's IVF treatment, Clive Jeffries died suddenly from a brain hemorrhage. And while she was still grieving, Samantha was contacted by the Sussex Downs Fertility Clinic to say the 2-year storage period was over and the embryos would be destroyed. Today, the court heard the couple had ticked a box to store their embryos for 10 years, but that was later changed in a different pen to 2 years. Apparently in line with the clinic's policy, because the couple had NHS funding for the shorter amount of time.
Today the judge said it was not clear who had made the change or when, but that as it had been neither signed nor initialled by Mr. Jeffries, that it could not be said to have been made with his consent. The industry regulator has made it clear clinics should not align the storage period of embryos with payment arrangements.
The clinic has been very supportive of Samantha's application, and one of the first things that the judge mentioned in court today was how sympathetic and compassionate they've been in dealing with this. They've subsequently changed the policy that they had in place at the time that Samantha and Clive were treated, and so there's no risk of this sort of situation arising again in the future.
Women who are in a similar situation, what they need to remember is that they have to have good communication with their clinic. They need to make sure that they are given good, correct advice, and not to be frightened to challenge the clinic and ask questions to make sure that their intentions are actually being adhered to.
The judge declared today the embryos should be stored for the full 10 years the couple consented to, or until Samantha Jeffries wishes to use them. Sarah Saunders, ITV News, the High Court.